Man, it's October 20th
Wow.
already.
It sure is, and it looks pretty decent. Let me check the audio. I'm not sure that we're getting any audio. Oh, you know what I just realized? It's not going to pick up my audio. You know why? I'm not in a party on the system. Gah!
Say that again?
Because I'm
Can you
remote play, but I'm on my audio on my phone.
Huh.
Can you stream from a remote play?
I'm streaming right now, but I don't know if it will let me do the audio. Give me 1 second.
I hear the Snugpod.
Yeah. But that's it, because I'm not in my
the Snugpod
audio. Yeah, I'm not in my audio from like in the remote play. I'm not in our party chat.
But you are in our party chat.
Well, can you leave the party chat and then join the party chat via remote play?
It does say mic remote play device. Okay, hold on. Let me leave here and see what's happening. I'll be back.
Alright.
Oh, it says join on PS5. Okay, hold on. I'll be back.
Whee!
Did she test to see if she could hear herself on the stream?
Oh, I tested. We couldn't hear it. Just the audio of the game.
Let me pull up YouTube and see. Okay, so you can hear her on YouTube.
Oh.
Hello?
It is wild. It works.
Wow.
Just checked
There
myself.
There is a way to do it. That's insane.
Now we just need Never.
I'm here.
He's in.
There you are. Sweet. We got it to work.
Okay, so hopefully there's no hiccups and hopefully the audio is not super laggy because of this, but you can go into the remote play settings and there's a little microphone mute down in the corner and you just unmute it manually with the computer and now you can hear me.
Awesome.
I wonder how cruddy it sounds on the other side, but maybe it doesn't.
Well, in my ear it sounds okay.
It's not that bad. It's fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I have the proper device selected here. Hold, please.
It's better than that one time where I chose not to use my professional microphone after using my professional microphone, and then we all noticed the quality difference, even though we normally never noticed the quality difference until I started using a professional microphone. It's better than that.
Okay, I will be back in just a moment.
Welcome to pre-show. where I out myself and not being professional.
Welcome to pre-show tree show. Wow, it is incredibly laggy. I just had the Snugpod Cast message go through that said, "Hey, figuring out some audio scamps like just now." That is so strange. All right, well, I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna go ahead and tweet for us. Apologies if you hear a grandfather clock chiming in the background.
You know, it's just ambience. It's fine.
That's right. That's right. Okay, here we go.
So just to make it easier on your internet, I'll moderate stream.
Your what?
I'll moderate stream, that way we just have to worry about keeping remote play up.
Oh, that would be perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and close that then. I'll keep the remote play up, and then I'm gonna do my notes from the phone, I guess. Just to make it easier.
Got this.
It's gonna be fine.
Yep. Because even if everything falls to doom, I can still moderate from my laptop. It shouldn't, though. I should be good for at least 3 hours. And this is not going to be a long show. We don't have a lot of notes.
Oh, no, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, I'm downloading this one picture. And to the X. And post.
So what's the snack tonight?
What are you eating?
Never?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What are you eating?
A ding dong.
Oh, what?
There's so many things I could say right now, but I won't.
A Hostess snack cake called a ding dong.
Okay. Is that like a Twinkie?
If a Twinkie was chocolate on the outside and round and harder and not like spongy, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I had Twinkies too, but my wife likes those. I'm not big on Twinkies.
I'm not big on sweets in general. I had tacos.
I love Swiss rolls.
I bake sweets. I bake sweets all the time. I make muffins at least once, if not more, a week. And yet, I do not eat them myself. Everyone else does.
Oh my goodness. I have some of your muffins with me, and I'm going to have one tomorrow for breakfast.
Good. They're delicious. Especially if you heat it up a little bit and then put cut it in half and put some butter on it. Amazing.
Mmm.
Those ones specifically. That
yum
style.
Yum.
Yeah.
Did you send her muffins, Gwen?
Mm-hmm.
She did.
It's standard practice in my family.
That's very sweet.
It was very sweet. I came home, thankfully, that day, because I only have one car right now, and I was like, I have a box on my porch. And I saw it from her, and I'm like, what did Gwen send me? And then I saw it said, perishable on the front, and I went, oh.
I was going to send more, but then there was, a flood, and...
just some things.
And then at the end of the flood, I only had so many bananas, so I'm like, oh well. It's just this many muffins.
Oh no, a flood? You had a flood? What happened?
You did.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure things would get lost in the mail if I sent it during the evacuation.
That's very true.
So are they like banana nut muffins?
Mm-mm. Banana chocolate chip
banana, right?
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Retweeting? Or reposting? Okay.
Let's do the thing.
As soon as I get these notes pulled up on my phone, I'm good to go. Because I'm not going to change Windows on my laptop for fear of ruining the connection.
Yep, nope, let's just go.
Alright. Ready whenever you all are. yes, my headset mute works during this. That's great to know.
No, I heard that.
I was just talking to you with it muted and you didn't hear, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
Never were you gonna like word us in?
I was, but then, and then there was that comment.
I'll quiet.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to A Snugpod Cast. You've been gone, we've been gone, but now we're all here once again. So, yeah, let's do the Snugpod thing. I'm never separate, and I've got a couple of lovely co-hosts with me. Gwen the Bard, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there. My feet are getting a little cold. The change in weather and me not having anything over my toes.
Oh, I can put a rug down over there for you.
I might have to do something. I don't want to get pneumonia. I don't know how that affects vampires. Anyway, gone crazy back soon. How are you?
Oh. Well, let's see what magic happens with my connection this week. I'm good.
Whee!
Whee! We're trying something new tonight, and we're going to see if it works.
So far, it's working. If you were watching on Twitch and it seems to die, you can jump over to YouTube and pick up there. We're in both places. So, anyway.
Yes, I'm streaming via Sigic Magic from another location entirely from my system. So, yeah.
However, it is a new undiscovered magic, or recently discovered magic, so it's of course unstable.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out.
Telecommunication.
Yes.
I think I just invented a word.
Sure.
I think that needs to be canonized and put into the lore.
Telecigic communication.
Telecigic communication, yes.
If you can write it down, if you can spell it out in Tamrielic, deal.
Oh, I think I can make that happen.
All right.
I've been known to do much worse. So, anyway.
This is true.
What have y'all been up to? Anybody been productive?
It depends on what you count as productivity.
Yeah, maybe a little. I suppose.
Well, tell us about it.
Tell us about it. Okay, I'll go first, I guess. I have been what I would consider a little bit productive. I finally have started the Gold Road lines, a little bit of the progression of that. I've made it through Hope Root, which, with no spoilers, all I will say is Bosmer heart eyes to what Hope Root looked like. And that's all I'll say about that. I took a lot of screenshots in there. I went in there when it was like nighttime for the quest. So I definitely want to go back with a different alt and go during the daytime, because you can see the white gold tower and stuff like on the distance, see what that looks like during the daytime. Other than that, I have been editing a little bit of audio for the Lore Seekers episode that should have been out like 2 weeks ago, but wasn't because of the hurricane. And hopefully we'll have that out this week. And other than that, I just bought the Dark Brotherhood stained glass window when it was out in the store last weekend. And I've been doing some more decorating stuff. That's about it for me. So it's been hit or miss, but like when I have been in game, I've been trying to do stuff, which is good. How about you all?
Gwen, would you like to go?
Alright. So what I've been up to, I finally got caught up on my antiquities, so nothing's going to be dropping off anytime soon. Then I thought, oh, surveys next? No. I'm still going to procrastinate on that, but I did start doing treasure maps, because, yeah, you get antiquities from treasure maps, and I really want that book. Then, let's see. Also, I decided to try. I've been running around with Sharp trying to level him up, and I had an equipment customization cost pop up when I was trying to customize his outfit earlier of 4,294,967,295 gold, or one outfit token. Clearly it was a glitch. I was laughing so hard I just took a screenshot and then totally forgot to actually report it. But yeah, it was hilarious.
That's amazing.
Did it just add up all of the different things you could have applied to your outfit in every slot or something?
No, because it wouldn't even let me add color. It wouldn't let me change the colors at all. And it was so weird because I went to go customize the colors. I took forever to try to find the right axes for him because I want him to have like the fishing hook axe and I want him to have a lumber axe because he's all about like practicality and stuff, right? And I took forever to find the right axes. And then I go to color to like start dyeing the outfit to make it more neutral tones because that just seems good for him, right? And it wouldn't let me dye anything. And then everything was 4.2 billion. Every single thing was 4.2 billion.
So weird.
Yeah, it all said 4.2B. Each slot was 4.2B. But at the bottom, it said the full cost was still just only the 4.2 billion. So it's like, okay. I can't afford that. Some of our friends might be able to. If you're a lore seeker and you're hearing this and you know who I'm talking about, you know who you are. I am not one of them. But I was curious, so, yeah. Anyway, I just exited out of it after taking the photo and laughing so hard, and yeah, and then I just wrote it off as Sharp just clearly doesn't care about fashion, so, and was just that upset about being customized.
Wow.
And didn't go back. But then, I've been actually really good, at doing, back to practicality, I've been really good about doing my dailies every day to get those, things for scribing. So, I've been getting one a day from each daily on the first time, so that's pretty nice and consistent. But then, so I always thought I had all of the lore books. I was missing one in the Rift, apparently. And the lore book I was missing in the Rift was in the last room of the Blessed Crucible. Like, I googled it. I cheated. I used the internet because I didn't know. I just didn't know. I've done everything else in the Rift. Absolutely everything. I've run all over that place and I had no idea. So I searched it. There was only like 3 search results on Google. And one of them's just like, yeah, no, you gotta go to the last room of the Blessed Crucible. And it's like, it's just kind of like a chance if it spawns or not. And I go, oh no. Oh no. That's a hard thing. I'm not good at hard things. But I had to do it. I had to do it for the lore. I needed the book. I needed to finish it. I needed to make sure I actually had everything. So I took Bastion, and we ran through the Blessed Crucible actually pretty quick. I now prefer Blessed Crucible over Fungal Grotto. And now I have all the books. So, yeah. So that's all. That's pretty much everything I've been up to. How about you, Never?
I've logged in. And then I logged out. That's been about it for me. Yeah, this week's had other stuff happening, so I've not even gotten a lot of nights. I've just gone to bed early. I have a question. So, been doing the dailies to get scribing books. Do all dailies reward scribing books?
No, it tells you. It tells you where you need to go.
I remember that being a thing. I just don't remember the specifics.
Not everything, because I've never gotten. I don't think I'm ever going to get one from doing the. From doing Tales of Tribute, but.
Yeah, I know you get something from, like Master Writs.
Yes. Let's see.
Or maybe just Writs in general. I don't
For
remember.
people who want to know, it's actually really easy to look up. I've been hopping there really quick. So, FX scripts can be found daily world events, daily Imperial City rewards, and daily Undaunted rewards, also for purchase in Scholarium and Archive. The signature scripts can be found primarily daily World Boss rewards, daily Cyrodiil rewards, and daily Fighters Guild rewards. Also purchasable from Scholarium and Archive. And then the focus scripts can be found many places, but primarily from daily delve rewards, PvP rewards, rewards of the worthy, and daily mages guild quests, also for purchase in Scholarium and Archive. So what I've been doing is I've been going to Westfield every day since that has the most people, and I've been picking up the daily delve, daily world event, and daily world boss, and I've just been doing those 3 because there's normally people around since that's still the new hotness.
Right.
But you could probably do any of the places.
Yeah, I actually have all of them in the one from that, just from doing. Oops, sorry, my game jumped there. I actually have all of the one group of those just from doing that, maxed out, and have started to collect a secondary set for another character. Just from doing dailies. So it is possible.
Okay. Very cool. Add that to my ever-growing list of things I should do.
Oh, I also finally played with the Saint Alessia deck. Now, don't freak out, guys. I have not done any of Gold Road. I actually fought against someone who was using the Saint Alessia deck, and that was the fastest game of Tales of Tribute I ever played, and it was so fun. I'm looking forward to unlocking it myself, but one of the deck fragments awesome. You need from a Gold Road quest point that I am not going to be doing anytime soon.
Oh no.
Each player
brings... I've been told I need to play through Necrom first, and I've only played through Necrom on PC, so I need to play through it on PlayStation first, because I was told you don't get all of the dialogue if you don't play through Necrom first. So, it's gonna be a minute.
Yeah, you probably would want to play through Necrom first. I'm not that far in, but so far... it is important to know the Necrom stuff, but it's not like been critical thus far. But I'm also not that far into the story yet.
Like, I know it, my character knows it, but my character on PlayStation doesn't know it. So, yeah.
I feel that same problem I have.
Dang, portal hopping. Anyway.
Darn.
Remind me, Tales of Tribute. Do you, each player brings one deck? Is that right?
2.
Okay. Can both players bring the same 2 decks, or does it, like, block them out when you select one?
They block them out. You select them.
Okay. I couldn't remember. It's been a little while since I've actually played.
Clearly.
Yeah, that would be way too wild.
I think the last time that I played was the time that you thought I might actually win.
I wish you would have. It would have been fun.
And then you beat me.
We need to play more Tales of Tribute. You need to play more Tales of Tribute. I know you don't have the time for that. It's okay.
I mean...
One
when
day,
we get
dreams
done with
and goals.
the show sometime, we could probably do it. But, yeah. That could be a stream thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Although you might... That might... Yeah. You couldn't watch the stream. Alright, well... News?
News?
News. I'm feeling kind of newsy.
Actually, I have the peddler prizes in here, but okay.
What?
Sorry.
She has... I got it, Gwen.
Thank you.
We got a developer deep dive. Item sets part 2. I think you must have done part 1 when I was not here, right?
Oh, no, we were here, but it was a while ago. It's been a month.
Ooh.
It's been a couple months.
Oh, okay. Well, would you all like me to read it, or?
You do it. Go for it.
Anybody? Okay. All right. So, it says, delve into how the team balances item sets, both prior to and after launch with this next developer deep dive blog. Previously, ESO combat designer Nadav Pechtold shared the process behind the creation and production of the game's many, over 650, item sets. In the second part of our conversation, we explore how the team goes about balancing item sets during their development and after they're live. Miss One, you can check it out here, and then there's a link, of course. Talking about power and balance. When starting to think about item set balance, where do you start? item sets follow a standard called Set Bonus Efficiency, or SBE for short. SBE means that the average power of an item set per slot is roughly the same. The 2-piece bonus on a 5-piece set might be weaker than the 2-piece bonus on a 2-piece set, but if taken as a whole, both sets will give you almost the same power per item slot. We use a set of mathematical formulas to determine the SBE, with positives that increase and negatives that decrease the value. Giving stats and increasing damage or duration are some examples of things that can increase SBE, while complex proc conditions, cooldowns, and curse aspects are examples of things that lower SBE. In short, we compare the good stuff the set gives you with how difficult the set is to use and divide that by the number of pieces you need to complete the set. While the team is testing a set for balance, what kind of things are they looking for? The SBE gives us a great starting point by using objectivity to balance each item set, but often the subjective nature of our game can skew said balance. An item set might overperform if combined with the right abilities, or underperform if it's too difficult to use in actual combat. That's where testing comes in. Each item set goes through numerous PvE and PvP playtests. Different members of our QA and combat teams try each set with various builds and playstyles to best simulate our player base in real use cases. We take notes throughout each playtest and run surveys and discussions with our testers to see how sets feel from the perspectives of the user, of people using the set in your group, and when going up against a set in PvP. By thoroughly testing each set with real humans, we can reveal balance issues that our mathematical formulas might be unable to identify. This doesn't necessarily mean a set is completely balanced at that point, right? No. Balancing is difficult, and sometimes we simply don't get it right. We have over 650 item sets, 7 classes, and weapon and guild skill lines. We never perfectly predict how these abilities will interact with each other, and our players will always find unexpected and creative ways to use them. That's why it's important to lean on as many sources for testing and monitoring what players are doing with our item sets so that over time we can tweak sets to be more balanced. How does the team power for different types of items, or how does the team view power for different types of item sets? Generally, an item set's SBE is compared specifically for its intended content. So, a set you'll find in a dungeon will be balanced around dungeon gameplay, and an item set you'll find doing PvP activities will be balanced around PvP. It's still critical we test item sets in all possible environments, though, as a set intended for one type of gameplay might be stronger in another. For example, if we made an item set that deals with a burst of damage to an enemy as part of a trial set, it might be perfectly in line with our SBE standards. Whenever used in PvP, though, the burst might allow for Alpha Strike playstyles to get an unintended strong edge, which could lead to PvP-focused players being forced to participate in PvE content to get the best gear, or even result in a disruption of the game's item meta. So, while you might find a PvP item set that performs well in PvE and vice versa, they should all perform best in their intended content. Does the complexity or effort required to earn a set factor into its power? For example, when comparing a crafted set to one that drops from a dungeon boss. The short answer is yes. Crafted and overland sets tend to be less complex, but the best way to think about it is to consider the players who are seeking out a set. For example, both overland and trial sets are designed for PvE, but an overland set is likely to be acquired by players who aren't going to do trial for an easier experience, so they want something more passive, whereas because trial players are highly specialized, the sets they can find can be a little bit more active in the way they operate. That said, when it comes to sets like those found in trials, we do try to mix it up and give some simpler trialer sets on top of the complex ones. We want players to have that option, and to be efficient trial players at any level experience. You're also balancing sets against the content in the game, right? How tricky is that? Well, we try to use the SBE as our guideline, but balancing sets against content can be tricky, as both PvE and PvP are complex in their own ways. For example, if we buffed every item set in the game, we'd make every single dungeon boss much easier, and we can't do that. Of course, we always need to consider PvP when balancing sets too. We don't want to create item sets that have the potential to be abused in PvP and make the game less fun, and we don't want item sets that will encourage a limited number of viable playstyles. With the prediction and internal testing complete, what's next for a new item set? The team continues playtesting multiple times a week, but once all the teams have done their work and have completed their reviews, we add them to the PTS, or the public test server. PTS is so important for us, and we monitor player feedback very closely. There's a lot more of them than there are of us, and they're very creative, often thinking of things we haven't and finding things that we need to tweak. If we feel a change to an item set will greatly alter that set function or perform, the team will discuss things together before locking the changes. Whatever tweaks we decide to make, big or small, we document everything. How soon after a new item set goes live do you look at it? We look at it on day 1, every time a new update hits live on PC or Mac, and then again when it hits consoles. We monitor our game's data using analytic tools, and our developers are also playing each new update to test out the content and the sets along with everybody else. We listen to our players too, by forum posts, reviewing external websites, and watching content creators on Twitch and YouTube. If at any point we see an item set with too low or too high of an adoption rate, we examine it right away. In some cases, we examine a set. We might say to ourselves, this item set needs to be changed, but it's not an emergency. We can wait until a future update to address it. If there's an emergency where, for example, a set is widely broken, we work to make the change as quickly as possible. Do you have a good example of an item set that had to be balanced after it went live? So when we first developed Slowed Semblance, we wanted a new set that dealt Oblivion damage, which ignores mitigation, to combat really tanky players with high resist, health, and armor. We knew it had the potential to be devastating in PvP, so we were cautious about testing it in different PvP scenarios. When the set went to PTS, we closely monitored how players were utilizing it, and while it looked strong, we found no major issues at the time. However, when the set finally went live, we saw many more players begin to use it in ways we didn't expect. They quickly figured out how powerful Slowed Semblance could be with the right build and set combinations, and it ran rampant. I remember Slowed Semblance being a menace. People were hurling purple orbs of death all over the place. If we see an item set spike to the top of the charts while everything else is declining like that, that's when we take a harder look and ask, is it healthy for the game? As a result, we changed the set to do its damage is spread out over a 6-second duration and has a cap on how much it can take more counterplay, and now it's in a much healthier place. How challenging is it to balance an item set after it's live? Balancing a live set is hard. Just like the players, we don't want our favorite gear to change, but sometimes we have to for the sake and health of the game. Sometimes that means it gets buffed, sometimes it gets nerfed. There's never a simple solution when it comes to changing our sets, as it's a balancing act. Buffing sets can seem easier than nerfing, but that can also lead to a power creep and an arms race. For example, they say there's one that's extremely powerful. It makes more sense and is much safer to nerf that really strong outlier to preserve the game rather than buff everything else. If we can solve a problem with a targeted change, that's what we want to do. When we buff or nerf a set, the intent is never to punish players, but to maintain a healthy game where no one item set becomes the right choice for all players. We want all item sets to be viable to different players. Thank you so much for talking with us about the item set creation. Do the team have any to the ESO family they'd like to make? We've been fortunate enough to meet up with some of our fans at events and by random chance. The passion, excitement, and love they have for ESO continues to fuel that fire and pushes the team to make even cooler gear for them to play with. So thank you to all of you who love our game as much as we do, and keep that feedback coming. Another big thank you to Nadav for taking the time to deep dive into the process and philosophies behind the creation and balancing of item sets. ESO's item sets continue to grow and of every release, and the team is always working hard to create new sets while keeping existing sets balanced. If you missed out, be sure to check out part 1 of this deep dive too. What is your all-time go-to item set? Let us know.
Editor's note.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Every stamina-focused character I have uses Hunting's Rage at one point or another.
Love it.
Guess what I'm wearing.
Yeah, you're wearing Hunting's Rage.
I'm pretty sure I still am wearing some Hundings. Amazing. That was a good article.
Do you think that item sets are getting? I mean, I think the obvious answer is going to be yes. But do you think they're getting harder to be creative because there are so many now?
I don't know what you're talking about. I still love my Unfathomable Darkness.
Well, I
I
mean,
think that's
with each new set that comes out, I mean, look at the way that so many of the newer sets have, like, the the descriptions on the set bonuses are getting longer. They're having to like kind of make them more and more complex.
well, I think some of that though is that they're starting to look at class items as well. There's like the just the standard like overland sets in game. Now with the archive and things like that, and adding the actual specific item sets per class, I think also contributes to that in some ways. But also that gives them again more sets to be viable, more options for people to play with. So yes and no. I think that the answer is yes, things are getting more complex. I also think that in terms of like, are they running out of things to do? Maybe, but I think they're going to start exploring more into class roles and, like, I mean, they could even take it as far as later down the line, like, certain skills doing certain things. That would kind of lock people into a certain type of build, though, so I think they'll probably avoid that as long as possible.
Yeah, I don't think I realized how many sets there are until reading that. It said 600 and something sets.
How do you not realize that? You're trying to collect them all for like, or at least the stations, and then there's more than the stations, so there's a lot.
Oh, I know. There's I think close to 100 crafted sets or something.
I thought it was closer to like 200.
I don't think so. There's like
I have no idea, but
it's
a lot.
There's 2 or 3 crafted sets per zone, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
It's getting up there.
Times however many zones there are.
There's there's the crafted ones that come out every chapter, and then there's the ones you can collect that come out every chapter, and then there's the trial ones that come out every chapter, and then there's the PvP. It's a lot. We know it's a lot.
Yeah, no, I knew it was a lot. I don't think I ever sat and thought about just how many there.
You want to know how many there are?
No.
Well, it said so in the article, didn't it?
Just say it.
No, that's 650 sets, but you said craftable sets?
The craftable sets, isn't it somewhere between 80 and 100?
It's 80 currently.
Okay.
At least according to the UESP, it's 80 right now.
I knew I had read that number somewhere, but I didn't know if that was an older number.
That's not too bad.
Actually, you know what?
That's just craftable.
I know where I saw that number.
Yeah.
When you go to the crafted tables, the master tables, it tells
says
you how
80.
many you have. Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, 600
Yeah.
something sets. I can't imagine trying to come up with something new after coming up with that many.
Oof.
Yeah, I could see them getting into more specific, like the class sets are focused around like one particular skill line. If they could even start fine-tuning some of that. And I think what I would like to see happen at some point, and we've seen some of it, but would be some more variations on like 2, 3, 4 piece sets. And especially with, because we have mythics now, so and I get some of that plays into the balance thing too, but with mythics taking up a spot, you can no longer get the full 5/5 to whatever if you've got a mythic on. So having some other combinations of sets that maybe aren't quite as strong as a 5-piece, but give you some kind of a cool 4-piece bonus,
right,
to kind of make up for choosing to go with a mythic instead. That kind of mixes things up. We had that one set that you could go all the way up to 12 pieces, and it just kept giving you stats.
Right.
So things like that. It's kind of interesting ways to mix it up.
Druid's Braid, right? Is that what that was?
I think so. That sounds right.
Druid.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting set. I actually probably should get that one for the house, just because it, you know. Anyway, so have we not already talked about this next thing, the battlegrounds? Did we not?
This I believe is like a new hashed out one.
Okay.
I don't believe so. This looks new.
Okay. I know we've talked about some of the stuff coming with the changes, but I didn't remember if we'd actually read this yet.
Well, you read it and you tell us.
But I don't want to read it. Okay. So we've got the Update 44 preview, Battlegrounds updates. Let's see. Let me get this a little closer so I can reach it and read it and still be on the mic. All right. It says, arm yourself with everything you need to know about Update 44's changes to Battlegrounds in this new preview. If you enjoy ESO's fast-paced PvP game mode, prepare for a host of changes coming to Battlegrounds with the upcoming Update 44 base game patch coming October 28th for PC, Mac, and November 13th for Xbox and PlayStation. This includes a shift away from the original 3-sided battles in favor of 4v4 and 8v8 matches, 7 new maps, the addition of power-ups, new rewards, and more. Rebuilding Battlegrounds. When thinking about how they might revisit and redesign Battlegrounds, first introduced all the way back in 2017 with the Morrowind chapter, the team realized that some of their initial goals for the PvP game mode weren't being wholly met. When designing Battlegrounds for Morrowind, we wanted them to mimic the 3-sided Alliance War and be a more relaxing jump-in, jump-out type of PvP experience, explains Brian Wheeler, ESO's lead combat and PvP designer. With small teams, however, it turned out to be the opposite, and we saw players had to optimize builds and go 100% during matches. While that's great for some, it does push others away. If Battlegrounds were to appeal to a broader audience, changes needed to be made, and the team realized that switching the core experience to 2-sided matches would be the big first step. When looking at 2-sided matches, we saw it open the door for larger teams and bigger maps, plus created an experience that was less intense for some players. Feedback suggested that many 4v4v4 matches ended up turning into two-sided ones anyway, with teams turning on each other or ganging up on either the winner or loser. As a result, Battlegrounds were redesigned into 2-sided affairs, although the traditional 3-sided matches won't be gone forever and may return in the future for special one-off events. The team then worked to ensure the new style of Battlegrounds matches were enjoyable for both the competitive and more easygoing players. For some players, the high-pressure matches are what they live for, but for others, it was a deterrent, explains Wheeler. Lots of people enjoy Citadel's larger battles because they can relax when they play it, and we found that it was the opposite for the Battlegrounds experience. To help make Battlegrounds fun for both PvP audiences, the decision was made to split 2-sided matches into 2 core experiences, 4v4 and 8v8. Our goal was to make 2-sided Battlegrounds as engaging and fun for as many types of players as possible, explains Wheeler. During development, we looked at smaller and larger maps than our current sized maps, and we saw that there was a space to make smaller, more competitive maps, while larger maps offered a wide range of players a certain satisfaction. With both 4v4 and 8v8 matches, you can choose the intensity of the experience you want. New maps, powers, and rules. Due to the shift to 4v4 and 8v8 matches, the Battlegrounds maps themselves had to be completely rebuilt from the ground up to accommodate the 2 different experiences. With Update 44's launch, there will be 7 brand new maps in total, each with variations to support both the larger and smaller match sizes. 3 of the new maps are considerably smaller than any of the original 3-sided ones for 4v4 battles, says Wheeler. On the flip side, our 8v8 maps have a variety of sizes, and we also explored symmetry and asymmetry with these maps more than we have done previously. When redesigning the Battlegrounds maps with only 2 sides in mind, the team discovered the old restrictions no longer applied. When trying to create an even playing field with 3 teams, we were locked into a hexagon base for our maps, explains Wheeler. With 2 teams, we could change things up, and while we tried to ensure run times from both teams are mostly equal, the journey between those key locations could be different. In addition to the new maps, the team also introduced power-ups for the 8v8 game mode, allowing you to temporarily boost your damage absorption, speed, damage output, and even ultimate gain. We added power-ups to shake up fights and provide some fun spikes in the action, says Wheeler. We wanted the 8v8 mode to be more relaxed than 4v4, and power-ups are a great way to reinforce that by giving people opportunities to do things beyond the norm. We also found power-ups spread people out as they aren't just focused on the locations to capture or hunting down players. Thanks to the differences in size and the introduction of power-ups, 4v4 and 8v8 matches are quite different PvP experiences, and as a result, they will feature different modes. While 8v8 matches will enjoy Capture the Relic, Team Deathmatch, Domination, Chaos Ball, and Crazy King modes, the smaller 4v4 matches will feature only Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Crazy King to keep things competitive. In addition, at launch, 4v4 Team Deathmatch games will also feature the lives mechanic, where each death reduces the team's lives counter by 1, and should you run out, the round is over. We designed 4v4 to be a more intense experience than 8v8. The maps are also built with nowhere to hide, so we expect people's blood pressure to be elevated more so in those matches. When in a 4v4 match, always keep your head on a swivel and an eye on your team's lives, as they also serve as tiebreakers. Return to battle plus earn new rewards. To the victors go the spoils, and the team has also improved the rewards for battling your fellow players in Battlegrounds. This includes the addition of a new Battlegrounds competitive leaderboard for 4v4 matches, which is based on your scoring and medals earned. This is all in addition to a host of new rewards, including pages for 3 new styles, 3 new item sets, the Drakes and Demons, mask adornment, and more. These new item sets include the Netch Oil Heavy set, which when fully equipped, boosts your crowd control immunity to also make you immune to both snares and immobilizations, ensuring that nobody can stop you on the battlefield. Whether you're a seasoned veteran or are taking your first steps into Tamriel's frenetic arenas, Update 44's changes to Battlegrounds will ensure you're always in the thick of the action. Are you prepared to battle your fellow players in the new 4v4 and 8v8 Battlegrounds matches? Which size match will you play first? Let us know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm actually very excited for these. I don't really do Battlegrounds too much right now, and granted, some of that was not having PvP set up previously, but I think these are going to be fun, and I hope that the new maps and stuff freshen it up a little bit. So I'm excited to get in there and give it a go, see how it is, you know.
I think the 8v8, the power-ups and stuff sound kind of fun. It'll be interesting to see, you know, they state that their intended and design philosophy is to provide both competitive and more casual ways to play. But that doesn't mean that some of the hardcore PvP players don't just go into the other more casual mode and just wreck everybody. So, but
yep, it could be a bloodbath. We'll have to see.
Yeah. But just from my experience, I haven't done a lot of PvP in this game, but my experience in other games is when done right, the modes that are supposed to be less competitive usually do feel at least a little bit better. You'll have some games where you get destroyed and some games that you destroy and some games that feel pretty evenly matched. Whereas if you go to the competitive side, you probably just get wrecked over and over again if you're not good in in that kind of play style.
That's very true.
So.
Very true.
I'm just glad they're not retiring any of the actual ways you could play it. Like, yes, the structure is changing based on numbers, but all of the same games are still staying.
You mean the game modes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that means none of the achievements are going to be locked. You'll still be able to get all of your same achievements, which would have been my main concern with the change in Battlegrounds.
I wonder how often we'll see them rotate the others back in, and how popular those will be once they're not the thing that's there all the time. Nostalgia kind of always plays a big part in how we think of things, and you'll have people once the 3-team mode is gone. Back in my day. We used to have to fight 2 teams.
Back before the bridges in Cyrodiil got taken out by siege weapons, you couldn't knock the bridges down. Just kidding.
Back in my day, you could walk into the Imperial City. You didn't have to teleport it. Anyway.
Back then, you had to have control over the keeps to be able to get in. Oh boy. We were just talking really quick, not to sidetrack us too much, but we were talking the other day about how you used to be able to sneak into keeps and take them from the inside. Like, that used to be a thing. We would do that in Lore Secrets. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that it made a lot of challenges, but also it was really fun because we had like strike teams that we would send, up into keeps like way up in the north, and to take them from the inside, and yeah, it was cool.
Like, that's cool. So actual militant of them to allow that. And too bad that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah. Bummer.
Anyway, more scary things other than changes include...
Which one?
The Witches Festival. It doesn't say spoopy this time, does it? Oh my gosh, am I gonna have to explain I am reading spoopy and not saying...
Dom said that he will... I can't remember what the tweet was the other day. It was like, as long as Witches Festival runs, it will always be spoopy or something like that. I'd have to go back and find it, but it made me chuckle.
It does say it.
Okay. Alright. Hackett Horrors and Harrow Hollowjack himself as the Witches Festival returns. Face down the horrors of Tamriel, including Lord Hollowjack himself, for special in-game rewards during 2024's Witches Festival in-game event. This year's Witches Festival begins next Thursday, October 24th, and runs until Wednesday, November 6th. During this spoopy seasonal event, you can claim ghoulishly good event-specific rewards, including plunder skills, XP bonus boosts, event tickets, and more. During the Witches Festival, all adventurers will enjoy a passive 100% bonus to XP gain at all times. However, the Witch Mother's Whistle, once the source of this bonus and a skeletal transformation, is still available. To collect the whistle and down ladles of Hag's brew for frightful fun, simply follow the steps listed below. 1. Open the Crown Store and acquire the free quest, The Witch Mother's Bargain. You can also pick up this quest by speaking with the Crow Caller, who you'll find outside of each Olive's brewery in Stone Falls, Glenumbra, or Oregon. Complete the introductory quest to receive the Witch Mother's Whistle Tool. You won't need to acquire the Witch Mother's Whistle Tool if you finish the quest in a previous year's event. 3. Blow the whistle to summon the Witch Mother's Cauldron, from which you can drink to polymorph yourself into a spooky, scary skeleton. Note, you cannot summon the cauldron in Cyrodiil, and side note, I am disappointed because wouldn't it be fun to have an army of skeletons? Anyway. A Wicked Harvest. During the Witches' Festival event, whenever you defeat a boss monster, you'll be offered a Plunder Skull container in addition to any regular rewards. When you open a Plunder Skull, you'll have the chance to receive the following items: alchemy reagents, a festive-themed furnishing recipe, a festive-themed provisioning recipe, a complete festival-themed furnishing, a festival-themed sellable treasure, a small chance of one of the following: a Holojack-style item, a Dremora-style item, worms, crawlers, guts, or insect parts. What's more, whenever you fell a unique boss type for the first time each day, you'll be rewarded instead with a special Dremora Plunder Skull that contains some of the above items in addition to a chance at one of the following: a Witches' Festival Rift, a Glamoral treasure map, a Glamoral armor outfit style page, a Crowborn Hunter outfit style page, new Plunder Skull Blunder Memento rune box, new Central Horned Owl pet fragment, new tradable style page for the Eltheric Revenant outfit style. Both varieties of Plunder Skull are offered by arena bosses, incursion bosses, From Dark Anchors, Hailstorms, Volcanic Vents, etc., delve bosses, final dungeon bosses, trial bosses, public dungeon bosses, world bosses, and Thoa Replicanum in Infinite Archive, new for this year. There are 2 additional Plunder Skulls acquirable by those brave or foolish enough to face the worst of the Witches' Festival's horrors. The first of those frightful fiends, the Crowborn Horror, returns to Tamriel to bedevil its denizens. To locate and slay this living nightmare, acquire the daily quest Plucking the Crow by speaking with Witch Mother Tamara, located inside Olive's brewery and at every Imparciaro tent throughout Tamriel. For your courage, the first time you overcome the Crowborn Horror and turn in your quest each day, you'll be rewarded with a Dremora Plunder Skull. This creepy container has a small chance to grant you an incredible offering of tradable Witches' Festival valuables instead of regular Dremora Plunder Skull items, including the full style book of the Dremora motif, a folio of all Glamoral treasure maps, all 10 Central Horned Owl pet fragments, rune box Plunder Skull Blunder, all the Etheric Reverent outfit style pages. If even the Crowborn Horror does not daunt you, you may test that fearlessness against the master of monstrosity and sovereign of spookiness, Lord Holojack himself. You can acquire the quest to challenge him from the priest Maxian, located inside Olive's brewery. Once you've completed this quest at least once on a given character, you can take it again on subsequent days and skip ahead to challenge Holojack directly. Should you emerge victorious against the Daedric Lord, you'll find the quest reward each day grants a special Dremora Plunder Skull unique to Lord Holojack. It has a chance to contain a jackpot like that from the Crowborn Horror, and it awards a special achievement and trophy furnishing to commemorate your victory. A matching collectible bust furnishing can sometimes be acquired from looting Lord Holojack. Imparciaro and event tickets. During the Witches' Festival, you can collect 2 event tickets from the first boss you defeat each day, earning up to 28 tickets by the end of the event, but don't forget, you can only hold up to 12 event tickets at a time. For this event, the Imparciaro will stock the following items: all 3 Molag Bal Illusion and Pet fragments, the first 2 fragments of the Haven of the 5 Companions house, Variant Aquilaris' key, and Lyris Titanborn's key. Eltheric Revenant outfit style, Central Horned Owl pet fragments, assorted Spooky Witches Festival themed furnishings, group repair kit, companion guild commendations, witch's grab bag. This is purchasable only if you haven't yet collected all the items contained within. And then, of note, the Witches' Festival will be your first opportunity to begin gathering the fragments for the final event morphing collectible of 2024, the Haven of the 5 Companions house. Additionally, the Impersario's colleague, Nanuliar, the Indrake vendor, has the following items available for purchase using event tickets: Narcissan Indrake feathers, pure snow Indrake berries, crimson Indrake berries, frostlight Indrake pent, rosethorn Indrake pent. Lastly, Impresario's assistant is offering the following, which you can acquire with event tickets: all 3 unstable monolith fragments, all 3 Daedric Quasigriff fragments, all 3 Soulfire Dragon Illusion Impet fragments, all 3 fragments for the Daggerfall Paladin outfit. It's Tamriel's most frightful time of year, and only brave heroes can bring light to the shadows of the season. Will you step up to strike down Lord Hollowjack? You'll be rewarded with XP boosts, collectibles, and other boons for your efforts during the 2024 Witches Festival in-game event. Share your spooky stories on socials. Once again, the Witches Festival begins Thursday, October 24th at 10 a.m. EDT and runs until Wednesday, November 6th at 10 a.m. EST.
Companion's house.
So, okay,
So excited.
they need to hold on to those keys better, because, come on, how are we finding the keys to their house? Like, Lyris, I get it. She's gonna, Lyris, totally get it.
I don't know. I'm not sure that is it their house? Like, do we know what the lore is?
Oh, I have no idea what the lore is, but I'm being told it's their haven, and they each have a key. That's what I'm getting from, like, the basic stuff here.
You know what would be the ultimate troll? If
Is
you
if
had
you can
to
never
have
find...
done...
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, if you had to have done each of their specific quests, or like a specific quest with each of them to get a key.
You only got a key from them if they died.
Oh, that would be a mess. But I mean, like, you must have done. Like, you must have done the dungeons in Skyrim in order to be able to get Lyris's key. You must have done. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine? Oh boy, what a mess that'd be. That would be an ultimate troll.
Oh,
They're not doing that, by the way, everyone. That was just a joke.
And Metamarco's room is just full of bones.
Oh, bless.
Rose responded, use the skeleton polymorphism you can earn from a side quest in Shadowfen.
Yeah!
That's true, because I only initially thought of the Dark Brotherhood one. Thank you, Rose. We can still have an army of skeletons in Cyrodiil.
I have that purple skeleton one that I won from Avron one time. So I can be extra spooky.
We're gonna have an army of skeletons.
Spoopy.
Let's do it.
You gotta be spoopy.
Spoopy,
Extra
scary spoopy.
skeletons.
Spoopy.
Let's go.
I like that they said that in the article too.
Got a bone to pick with all of Tamriel.
Also, hi Rose. That's all. Nice. And that's basically the news for this week, right? Yeah, that was it.
Yes.
Yes, that's the news. However, we have lore.
We do.
Lore.
If you want to know about the plunder skulls.
Rose says hi back.
Yay! Yeah.
Plundery scullies.
Yeah, we just talked about plunder skulls and like what's in them from the event perspective, like outside of game, but there's an actual note like that you can pick up in game during the Witches Festival that tells you more about plunder skulls.
You can find it outside of the Olivy's hut inside mountain. It's a little paper sitting outside there. But anyway, would you like to read it?
Sure. It says, on Plunder Skulls, notes on celebrations during the Witches' Festival. Hear, O faithful, the call of the crows, on this, our most sacred holiday, the Witches' Festival. When blessed darkness falls and the moons fill the sky, the time to celebrate is nigh. Have you prepared your plunder skulls, filled them with ghoulish riches, fire by horror, and greed among initiated? And have you distributed them to the most powerful and fearsome villains across the land? Good, good. Then all is in readiness for the celebration to come. With every plunder skull earned during the time of the festival, the power and vitality of the witch covens grow. So what if the villains fall and the adventuring masses acquire the prizes we sequestered in our macabre, skull-shaped baskets? The chaos sowed as they strive to find and collect them all adds an undeniable weakness to the power we attain. Remember, O faithful, that the deadliest foes of the world drop plunder skulls upon defeat. Adventurers simply have to slay such a foe to acquire its plunder skull, and they may acquire as many as they are able during the allotted time, as long as they continue to triumph over these foes. Every plunder skull contains a useful and creepy treasure provided you prepared your plunder skulls correctly. Remember, you can fill them with alchemy materials, provisioning, recipes, fishing bait, furniture, anything as long as it inspires greed and makes those of the not of the covens uneasy. Some of you have asked about the more rare and powerful Dremora plunder skulls. Know this, O faithful, if you must ask, you are not skilled or proficient enough to create such a vessel. These vessels contain specific sets of Dremora motif chapters and have been distributed to the peer vendors of such extreme locations as the Dragon Star and Maelstrom arenas, the Dark Anchors and Abyssal Geysers, delves, dungeons, and trials. They can also be acquired by defeating the most deadly of champions, wandering the wilderness of Tamriel, as well as the lords of deadly subterranean domains. Now go, O faithful, and celebrate, revel in the chaos, and drink deep of the power granted to us as the plunder skulls are hunted down and gathered. This was kind of a fun little lore reading there on just like why on earth are there these skulls with all of these bosses anyway, right? Like, what's the lore? Well, the lore is that the witch covens are making them and then distributing them or like hiding them or giving them to these bosses, which is kind of cool. Pretty fun.
It's a little
Agreed.
twisted. Here, you
It's
hold on to this for a little
adorable.
while. Somebody's going to come and try to kill you to get it.
I mean, when you put it like that, it's not as adorable.
It's true. I kind of was looking at it as like it's like hunting for Easter eggs, except it's not now because you were talking about killing people. So I guess maybe it's not. I don't know.
I mean, you do have to, lay waste to your enemies to collect them. So
This is true, but again, perspective. Some of those enemies, have
it's
the ability to
I
respawn
guess-
and whatnot.
I guess it's like an Easter egg hunt. If in order to get the Easter egg, you had to sneak into your target's room at night and stab them in the eyeball and roll them off their pillow to get the Easter egg from underneath.
I was just
I
gonna say
guess.
kill the chicken, but sure. Like, yeah, get graphic, never enjoy.
Sure.
This is what growing up
Oh, my.
watching horror movies at young ages does to your brain.
Ow. Indeed. Yeah, so that one's a little shorter. The other one that I had looked at was the one on Hollowjack, but that one's pretty long. So maybe we'll consider it for next week since it's like Halloween week, but I don't know.
True.
We'll have to see what comes up in the news, if anything at all.
Well,
Alright, Never, new question for you.
okay.
Where didn't the Dwemer go this week?
I don't know. They didn't go on my login rewards.
You know, if we got a Dwemer in our login rewards, that would be crazy.
if you log in for
I'd be like,
145
where did the
straight
Dwemer
days,
where did the Dwemer go? Into your login rewards.
dang it, I missed
That
that
would be
day.
stupid. Oh,
Like, what's
now
that weird
I'll never
thing?
Now I'll never get the Heart of Lorcan.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, They have, because a lot of times the last place that I'm at is in the Snugpod from doing the show. Whenever I log back in, I'm in my Snugpod. So they weren't under the mushroom in my Snugpod. So I don't know if that helps.
Okay, don't check Never Snugpod for Dwemer. There we go. We can mark that off the list.
No Dwemer and Never Snugpod. Check.
Yes.
However, let's make sure there's no murder hobos there either. So for no more murder hobo questions for this week, I have a slew of random questions that are absolutely not random if you if you were there for all of my internal dialogue throughout the week based on ESO. But so we're going to start with, what is your favorite thing in Plunder Skulls?
Ooh.
Yeah.
The Glenmoral stuff is kind of cool. Not so much because I care about the Glenmoral stuff, but going and finding them is kind of cool because it's like the whole like glowy thing in the sky. And when you get near them, it makes the sky look. That is those, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Just like when you walk up, it makes the sky look like this, like completely different. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Those are kind of fun.
All right. And then, why does your character hunt down specific antiquities?
Because psychology.
Okay. What is your favorite zone to celebrate the Witches' Festival in?
That's a toughie. To be honest, the last few years I've just kind of done whatever. Well, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, the last few years I've actually been leveling characters during the Witches' Fest. So I will end up sometimes just getting on a dolmen grind if I'm like leveling a character.
So you're in the desert a lot
during this time. No, I don't do Alikir actually. I avoid Alikir like the plague. But I will go to other zones. Like I've done Stonefalls quite a few times. Yeah. Just on my character, I guess, that I'm leveling at the time. But I also really enjoy, now that they've started to decorate the way shrines, going around to all the different way shrines and actually, like, looking at the Witches' Fest stuff there. And then sometimes whichever way shrine I like the best will actually be where I kind of travel in and out of the most, which is silly, but true.
That's awesome. Last question. Is there a signature drink or food where you live IRL? If you were to translate that into a Tamrielic version, what would it be? Now, some background behind this question. I know especially a lot of our lore seekers do enjoy a good craft brew, and this is the time of year where a lot of breweries tend to be releasing their fall things or their new beverages, and they have a lot of crazy names. If you were to translate that into a Tamrielic thing, how would you do it? And if you are not into that sort of thing, but there is like some sort of weird food or beverage where you live that not necessarily everyone else would eat or drink, or it might look at you like you're kind of crazy, but you love it, how would you translate that into being in Tamriel? I've been on a cooking binge lately.
Hollow Jack beer.
Hollow Jack beer. Okay.
I don't know. You know, there's pumpkin beers everywhere.
Huh. I don't know about any signature drinks or foods. I mean, I work at a pizza place. I don't know what you make that into Tamriel, though.
Get Route 44, but it would be called a Gold Road 44.
It would be.
You're welcome.
It would be update 44.
Update 44. Oh my gosh.
I'm laughing. I'm silently laughing.
He gets
but I'm
that.
laughing at that.
He gets that big old 44-ounce drink all the time.
I don't do it all the time.
So there you go. It's
Just-
an update 44.
Yeah. I would have gotten you a 44-ounce drink, if you would have not shown up in the middle of the night. We would have
Listen,
we could have
I'm
all gone and
sorry.
gotten, Route 44s, and then when this conversation comes up again, you'd be able to say you actually had one and you experienced the bladder pains it induces.
I apologize where this questioning has led everyone. So going over them once again, if you skipped over all of the silliness there, our No More Murder Hobo questions for the week are: what is your favorite thing in Blunderskulls? Does your character hunt down specific antiquities? What is your favorite zone to celebrate the Witches' Festival in? And is there a signature drink or food where you live? If you were to translate that into a Tamrielic version, what would it be? There we go.
Rose said grits and dragon eggs.
Love it.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
love that.
Is the word Sonic lore friendly?
I mean, it's a type of speed, so...
I was just thinking, Sonic bladder release.
Oh
in
my
that
God. Get
in that
out.
sentence, I oh
It's
my
an
gosh, Trevor.
but it wouldn't be a drink. It'd be an alchemy thing. It'd be some kind of poison. Anyway, I'm sorry. Devolving. Yes.
All right,
Mess.
devolve right down into the announcements.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Okay. Yeah. Mondays are still postponed for now? Or no?
Oh, Mondays are good. Mondays are going. It's Fridays that are postponed.
Fridays are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So I was mistaken there. I get my days mixed up. And by the way, Rose says it depends if there are hedgehogs in Tamriel. I was more referring to Sonic the Drive-In than Sonic the Hedgehog. I did actually come in and finish the last 20 minutes or so of that with one of my kids tonight, the first movie. But anyway, yeah. So we've got Mondays with Moki. That's a fishing and Cyrodiil and other shenanigan event, and that is Mondays at 8 Eastern-ish, and you can just group up, and about 30 minutes beforehand, I think, is usually the grouping time, and go head out and grab some fish, or go raid a castle, or hunt down other things in the world, whatever the group decides that night that they want to do. Is there a plan for tomorrow yet?
There is not. There's nothing fancy going on right now in Tamriel because tomorrow is only today, the 21st, which means it's not Witches' Festival yet, so we have a lull.
Well, all right. We also have Dungeon Days on Tuesday. We call it Treacherous Tuesday because that's fun to say. And it's just an opportunity to get together with your guildmates and run dungeons. Pretty simple. No set times or anything for that currently. And while on a brief hiatus currently, we usually have Fearless Fridays with Arthuria Dragoon. That is our Undaunted event.
Undaunted?
Undaunted?
Undaunted.
Daunted.
We are
We
undaunted.
are undaunted.
We're undaunted. Yeah.
I might be a little daunted.
That.
But that's an opportunity to get together and go do the Undaunted dailies and pledges and whatnot. But in order to take part in those events, you must be a lore seeker, because that's what we are. We're lore seekers. And you must be on PlayStation, because Lore Seekers is not only on PlayStation, but those events are PlayStation specific, not PlayStation Pacific, because that's a different thing. Anyway, so if they wanted to do that, how would they do that? Can they do that? Are they allowed to do that? Will we allow people to become lore seekers, or are
If
we
they go to
horrible?
loreseekers.club and fill out a application, then generally yes.
And you have to get past the trolls under the bridge and the other mean gatekeepers, right?
We don't have trolls under the bridge. I didn't know we had a bridge.
Or what about the mean gatekeepers, though?
We don't have any gatekeepers. Like, we just look for books. We're library nerds. It's fine.
No, I mean to get into the guild. Because we're so hard to we're so picky.
You motivate me to work on Stuga. You know that. I have a special table with all the parts laid out now to like focus on working on.
Well, look, I mean, I'm glad that I can push you to be your very best Stuga.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, yeah. So go do that if you want to be a lore seeker. It's a pretty cool place to hang out. Need Discord and the website that we just gave you, and there you go. We are available on socials if you want to chat with us. Crazy. How do they chat with us?
Yeah. You can find us on many of the different socials. You can follow us on X at Snugpod Cast. You can also send us an email if you'd like at snugpodcast@gmail.com if you'd like to send us questions, comments, things to talk about on the show, fun lore facts, what your favorite color is, I don't know, any of those things. You can send them to us over there on email, and hopefully we'll get to them. And, yeah. Yes, I see you typing in there. There is one, I didn't add it tonight because I didn't know if all of us are going to be here. Yes, there's still an email question that we need to read / yeah. Okay, we can do that later. Yes. Yep, I'm waiting. I'm getting live notes right as I'm saying this.
Oh my gosh.
Also have to have the state.
No, you don't need to read that. You don't need to read that. You don't need to read that.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, I will read anything on the teleprompter. I'm Ron Burgundy. Anyway, so you can send us stuff at those two places. Go ahead, Gwen. What were you going to say?
It means you can reach out to us on social media via Twitter or email. Or you can also technically message us into our inboxes on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, and not only that, you can also leave comments on our Spotify episodes, I believe, as well.
Yes.
So give us that good old 5-star rating if you like us, and leave a little comment on the episode.
And if you don't like us...
Because it actually matters there for some reason, which is awesome.
If you don't like us, then the best way to show everybody that you don't like us is to give us 1 star for each of the 5 times you want to punch us or something. So it's 5 stars.
Wow.
Even if you don't like us.
Wow. Yep, that's it. That's it. And if you're here, go ahead. Yes. Never.
I was going to say what you were going to say, and you started before me, so I was going to let you finish.
Nope, go ahead. I don't know what's happening. I'm on a delayed connection.
Okay, if you're here with us live watching on the YouTube or Twitch, and think that maybe you would like to just listen to this at a later time, or you just want to listen to it again and again, and listen to it 5 times and give us 1 star for each time you listen to it, then you can do that through podcasts. That is Spotify, Apple, any of the major podcast apps, podcatchers, whatever. You can find us there. If you're listening to this and you think, I bet this is a hoot to watch, well, we're live on Sundays, usually around 10 Central, 11 Eastern-ish. That time varies by...
We were late tonight, sorry, that's my bad.
That time varies anywhere from 5 minutes late to an hour late, so it's a very fluid thing, so we get here when we can. But if you want to hang out with us live, you have that option as well. Rose has been here live with us and chatting with us a little bit, and we appreciate that. And so you can come do that, and you can comment during the show, and we might read it, and we might respond to it, and you can ask us questions, and or you can just send the little emojis or whatever. Yeah, but I think we're done. I think I'm done. Y'all probably want me to be done. I'm done.
You're silly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, do y'all have anything else to add?
I don't think so. Hopefully getting back into the swing of things a little bit more from here on out. So we'll see.
Yeah. Send us your murder hobo stuffs, because, those were fun. We'll read them next time, maybe.
Or screenshots of your companion outfits that you think are worth 4 billion gold.
4 billion.
There you go.
I love that. I love that.
4 billion gold. Wow. Well, all right. I think we will wrap it for tonight, this week. And hopefully we will be back next week. And we'll get settled in a little bit again here soon. Hopefully life calms down a bit and schedules calm down a bit and all that good stuff. But until then, hopefully you have a good week. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. We shall see you next time.
Bye.
Sleep well, Tamriel.